Welcome to Time for 13 in 13. We are going to be talking about the third episode of the new Doctor, Rosa. Joining me, as always, is Rob.
Yes, hello.
As you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try and cover as much as we can about the episode in 13 minutes. We certainly won't get to everything. We're going to get to as much as we possibly can. Rosa, a.k.a.?
Well, we can go with TARDIS knows best.
Okay.
And I derived this from a Rosa Parks quote, a model for others.
That's really good.
That one's really good because then there's this one, which is my personal favorite, one of the greatest episodes of television ever.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree with you. The episode name I would come up with if it was up to me would be Threading the Needle, because wow. Okay. Wow. So I'm not looking at anything more than what the Doctor Who people want us to see. So I watched the trailer at the end of the current episode, and that's it. I don't look at anything else. I don't even want to know anything more than that. So all I knew was they were going to take on this story, and I went, man, I hope they know what they're doing.
Yeah, right. I think everybody's like, where are you going to go with this?
Yeah, that is quite the clenching moment of like, I really hope that this is well thought out because it could go badly in so many ways. Well, but somehow, not only did they find a way to, as I said, thread the needle, but they did it with aplomb.
Well, and going back before we get into the plot, I'll do my one sentence plot summary. This brings the show back to its roots. The show, when it originally came out in the 60s, this idea was, it's a science fiction show of time travel, but we can use it as an opportunity to teach. We can use it as an opportunity to educate, put the Doctor in historical situations. And as long as we don't take a lot of artistic license in the actual portrayal of the events, which, wibbly wobbly, this gives an opportunity for people to experience things that they wouldn't necessarily get outside of a textbook. So our plot, here it goes. The TARDIS detours our heroes to 1955 Montgomery, Alabama, where a crazy alien fugitive has decided to derail human progress with deviations to the timeline in the hopes of curtailing the human impact on the universe, but is thwarted by the Doctor and her friends who know that seemingly small acts of courage can result in giant leaps for civilization, freedom, and hope.
Whoa, very nice.
There we go.
And you got through it one breath, too. That was impressive.
I might have cheated there a couple times. That was pretty close enough.
It was great because I was watching it with my 10-year-old, and so she knows this in theory, but like
theory, right?
But has never seen any of the movies or anything that's been set in this time,
right?
So this was her first experience with like real like Southern fried racism,
right?
Like, and so we had to kind of go, this is accurate, like this is what it was like.
And to have the realization, that real and unfiltered view of this isn't 200 years ago. No. This isn't 100 years ago. This is barely like 75 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Like, look, I realize like you just watch it and from the first moment, I love the fact that they do that little 12-year preface to it. Wow, you get it, and it's real, and they didn't hold anything back, and I think that is clearly what they had to do. The thing I think with the characters, we have there's some just amazing moments. Just everything. I continue to be blown away by this cast, especially the companions.
Yeah. This was a real shining moment for all of them. They all got great moments in this. The
dumpster conversation.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's one of the best things that we've seen Yaz do, it was great to see. Like, okay, like, oh yeah, she is just as like because I've been sort of complaining over the last couple episodes that they haven't given her as much to do, and now they like gave her a moment to shine, and it's
she is the slow burn. She is going to be a slow burn in the show, and I love it. Love that they're doing that. And I think the one thing that I think was really amazing is like you think like, oh, the show is all about evil aliens and things like that, and it's scary. I don't think I've ever seen a Doctor Who episode that was this scary. Right? The unbridled racism.
Yeah.
That's the scariest villain I've ever seen on this show.
You're getting people from across the pond. Like, these are Brits coming in to talk about this. It's like, okay, whoa, like, we're not proud of this, but like, who are you to come over here? And it's like, and like, oh no, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, okay, I was, if it has been, we've seen these kind of things before. Like even Quantum Leap did some Image episodes in about this same time period.
Right.
But it's sort of like, all right, nobody hits my brother but me. Okay, like you can take it, but to have them come across the pond and actually do this with such respect.
Oh, absolutely.
Such and but also not pull any punches.
No.
Yeah, it was astounding.
Now when we were watching it first, my wife first thing is she goes, "Wait a minute, are they going to put these characters in this story?" And I'm like, "Well, probably yeah," because that is the show, and that's been done before.
It very easily could have gone like the Doctor being like, someone needs to stand up for things. Like they could have had
Right.
that they like put the idea in her head, or they all these things to like to move it along, to sort of like, oh, it was the Doctor who inspired her. I mean, like there's so many ways it could have gone terribly wrong.
No, and you couldn't do that, and you're right. That's part of the threading of the needle. You could not do that. It was I think one of the big parts, which I'll get to at the end, of the greatest theme, my favorite part of this episode. But it was done where they were respectful to their time, and it pained them, it hurt them, but I think that again, you've never seen them handle it like this. It was just incredibly gripping and incredibly powerful. And man, I mean, you just the characters, the three companions are just fantastic, and I loved even the Doctor. There's some great comments and great wisecracks, but a lot of it is she understands that the Doctor totally understands. This is a time for restraint. Yeah. Like you see that. Yet they
and having her so dedicated to keeping things as they were. Like Absolutely. She's not trying to disrupt anything. She's trying to minimize the disruption, which is not something we see from the Doctor very often.
Exactly right. I love the Doctor. A little bit of the Doctor Who-iness part of this. I was a little concerned about the Sonic being really heavily used. Like, if you were in 1955 Montgomery, Alabama, and you whipped out some flashy lighty thing, and you pointed it like a sword at people, I think people would be like, "What are you doing?" So I thought that was interesting. But I love the scene with Kubasko. Kubasko is the big villain, right?
Right.
When she she adorably like hits him with the Sonic and then runs away like she played tag with him.
Yeah.
Really fun Doctor moment.
That was great. Yeah, I like that. And I also like the fact that Kubasko was a dude. Like they didn't have her like, he's using a shimmer or something. Like all of a sudden it's like he's a green
rebel without a cause.
Well, just a guy. Yeah. He's just a guy.
Okay, and I love this is another Doctor moment I just love. They're in the hotel, they're in the motel room. The police have come in, which is an incredibly tense, incredibly well-crafted scene.
I believe that was actually a British actor too.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Americans in this, but I've seen him in other stuff before, so I think he was actually doing a Southern accent, which is pretty impressive.
Great accents and just done well. But my favorite moments is when the cop is leaving, Graham puts his arm around the Doctor. Her face is
so uncomfortable.
Like, what are you doing?
Like I'm the wife? No, I don't think so.
That was pretty brilliant. It was subtle, but if you in the whole gist of the show, it was really, really cool. So this is South Africa.
Oh, really?
Apparently. Yeah, apparently. Okay. That's what it sounds like. I do miss the cold open, but that's okay. No theme at the end. Probably first time for that, maybe since Earthshock, where Adric died, and I just revealed myself as a huge Doctor Who fan. But I don't know when the last time that was. That was interesting. The shot selection, the cinematography, amazing. What's our big hey, what's happening? Kubasko, an ex-prisoner of
the Storm Cage.
What?
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, there's a nice callback. And then Vortex Manipulator, another callback. Perception filter.
Clearly there's a River Song connection somewhere going on, which leads us
prisoner in the same place. Yeah,
which leads us to the real big question. So who is GFB?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Is that's coming back.
Yeah.
There's no way that gets left to the wayside. There is a reason that was there.
Yes.
So
there's going to be something to that. Yeah.
So question on Kubasko. When Kubasko just a flat out racist, or is he, and I did this in the plot summary, I got the impression he's saying your kind, meaning humans, you guys are up to no good because you're getting it right. I took it as that we've been following you. you're getting it right. Yeah, it's taking you a long time to do it, but at the end of the day, yeah, you guys, no, you're bad for business.
Huh. Yeah, I'm interesting. I wonder if we're ever going to find out. And also, I was wondering if there would be a tag where we find out where he was sent. Like, like if there's a second where he's like there's being attacked by a dinosaur, or I mean, like, I don't know how far back. He said as far as he could go when he set the timer, so I don't know. Or if it was just like he's in space.
Right. Okay, some phrases of the episode.
Okay, hit it.
14th, you can't control this thing, can you? I like that one.
Yeah.
And this one is a two-parter. Can we open it? Is the right question.
Yeah, that was good.
Next, secondhand, huge mileage, one careless owner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Another two-parter, pack it in, you ain't Banksy, or am I?
Yeah, that was a nice runner, too, that a couple times she pulled that back.
And here's my best one. No, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was, I mean, every command got a chance to shine, but boy, Graham just having to have that moment where
cue up
break his heart.
The BAFTA nomination now.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, that scene crushed me.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the thing with all these things, I sort of have to dip in and out because kids are coming in and all this kind of stuff. But I was so riveted through this entire episode, just like completely absorbed in what was going on. It was astounding.
So here's my thing. So the highs, everything from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
The TARDIS center column moves, awesome. Lows,
yeah, I didn't see that too. It took me a second to figure out what was going on. It was like, oh, it actually goes up and down.
It goes up and down. The lows, I got nothing. Here's my favorite thing, and this is the crazy part. I will actually make this arguably, this is the most religiously themed episode of Doctor Who ever.
Oh, wow.
Here's why. The idea that there's an evil force working to encourage small actions of ignorance, hatred, and anger in the hopes of befalling an entire civilization. And that it takes courage and cooperation to overcome them. No act of hatred is too small to have dire consequences unless there are others who choose to respond with kindness and love. Boom.
Boom. That's pretty good. Oh, we're running out of time. So I will say one. We were talking about because obviously as two white dudes, there's a lot going on here that we can't really speak to. So I'm not going to try and address the how anyone else would feel about this. We're only going to talk about how it affected us. But I can tell you one thing that emotionally affected me at the end is that I'm going to try and get through this without. So at the end of the episode, like they show the thing and they go and she talks about the impact and they show the asteroid and everything too. And so at that moment I was like, oh wait, I have something that my daughter needs to see. And so I went to a thing and I have Pete Souza's book of photographs of Obama that he put out. And I flipped the page and I showed my daughter Obama sitting on the bus. That the bus is at the Henry Ford Museum, and there's a shot of him sitting on the bus where she sat, and I was like, "This is it right here. This is history. Like from what you've seen to what this represents, like this is important."
And to think that can happen in less than 60 years,
exactly.
There is hope for all of us.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing. Incredible.
Thank you, Doctor Who. Thank you to everyone involved in this episode. You pulled off the impossible. It was something I never expected that, especially this early on in their run of stuff, to have something this incredible.
There's only one place to go from here. Further up. I hope.
That's right. I know. I feel like we need a higher category, but we have to put this where we have at our highest one, which is, of course.
Oh, brilliant.
You could do 10 brilliants, and that would be good.
So, all right. Well, our time is up. We could talk about this all night, but we have our time we have to get through. So, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.